Now, when we think of the word ransom, we think of someone who's been kidnapped, but in the ancient world, that's not what they thought of. Here's what ransom meant to them. A ransom meant to buy or to purchase the freedom of a slave or a prisoner. So if someone is in slavery, because in the Roman world, it wasn't race-based slavery like the chattel slavery that stained our past in America, but instead it was more economic slavery. And if someone wanted to be freed from slavery, they had to provide payment. So you could come along with a pile of money and ransom the slave. And you can say, you're losing your slave, but you're gaining my big pile of money, so I guess we're even. Or a prisoner. If someone was incarcerated, you could ransom them with a big pile of money. You've lost your inmate, but now you've got my big pile of money. Jesus came, he said, to leverage his position as the King of heaven to buy the freedom of slaves and prisoners. And he's talking about us, who are slaves and prisoners to sin. The sin that we've done that's hurt ourselves, that's hurt the people we love, that alienate us, that separated us from our God in heaven who loves us. And Jesus sees us broken and far away from God. And he said, I've come to purchase your freedom. I'm here with the ransom. And what is the ransom he was willing to pay? Well, he said he gave his life as a ransom for many. The word for means instead of or in the place of. Saying, I'm coming to take your place. I am the ransom. I am the payment. I myself, the Son of God, the King of heaven, am exchanging places with you, and I am becoming your payment for sin. And that's why Jesus is the greatest leader who ever lived. He leveraged everything about his life to ransom us. Now, I know that for some of us, when we hear this, and the Bible calls it the gospel, it's good news. For some of us, that's just so offensive, and we think, if God is actually loving, if God is actually good, why doesn't he just look at the world and say, I forgive you guys? Why the death of his son? Why the ransom payment? Why is it so bloodthirsty? And that's a fair question. Here's the beginning of the answer. If someone is going to love you in a way that changes your life, it's going to cost them something. Think of parenting again. See, every child in this world is born childish. And it's not something that they necessarily grow out of. You've met plenty of adults that are childish. And the only way the childishness can leave a person is if the parents practice life-changing love for the child. And it will cost you dearly, parents, won't it? You have to read and read and read boring books and mundane books and read them over and over and over again. And you have to listen to silly stories and praise some questionable artwork that they make. And you have to answer the question, why, 800 times an hour. And because the price of loving children so that they can grow up to become independent and responsible adults is too high, some parents will not pay the price. But someone's going to suffer. Either the parent will suffer through substitutionary sacrifice, or the child will suffer for the rest of their life. Or think about the person in your sphere who is not cool. And you invite that person over to sit at your lunch table. Your friends are like, why did you invite her to sit with us? Or you befriend that person. Why are you hanging out with him? He is so uncool. Some of their uncoolness wears off on you if you befriend them. Do you know why that is? Because true friendship, true kindness, life-changing love requires a substitutionary sacrifice. Or think of forgiveness. You know what it is to be harmed. You know what it is to be treated unfairly. You know what it is to be hurt. And when that happens to you, you have a choice. You can desire evil on that person. You can desire revenge on that person. Or you can just hold up a grudge and say, I'm going to hang on to this debt that you owe me. But if you do any of those things, do you know what happens to you? You become a bitter person. And you become part of the problem in this world where hurt people choose to hurt other people. And the only way to break free from that cycle is to choose to forgive. And to forgive is to say, I've decided you don't owe me anymore because I am canceling that debt. But if you are going to practice forgiveness, it's going to cost you because you're canceling the debt. But that's the only thing that can make you a free person. See, and that's the nature of love. Life-changing love requires a substitutionary sacrifice. If you think of the people who have changed your life, who have personally changed your life, the reason why was because they loved you, and their love cost them something. And God looked at us, looked at you in our slavery and being prisoners of sin. And he looked at you and he loved you. And God, who said at the beginning, let there be light, and there was no light, could not say, let there be forgiveness, and there is forgiveness, because a ransom was required. And Jesus, because he is love, said, I will pay. I will be the substitutionary sacrifice. I bring myself as a ransom for you. And when Jesus stood at that crossroad with Jerusalem in the distance, knowing everything that waited for him there, what road did he choose? He chose the road of love. And the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as the ransom for you. And now he invites you to follow him.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for checking out that last video. My name's James and I'm on staff here at Hope Church. If you found that content helpful, please let us know by hitting the like button. Drop some comments down below. We'd love to chat and engage with you further. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That way you get a notification every time we go live and when we post new content. We do live stream our Sunday morning services starting at 9:25 Central. We'd love to have you come and be a part of our growing online community.